What's going on, everyone? Dots Gaming here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over my top 10 favorite guns for Apex Legends in Season 3 and the 10 guns that I think are the best. Now, I do want to hear, though, from you guys. What guns do you think are the best this season? Be sure to leave a comment below telling me your top 10 list. And if you do agree with my list, or do you, would you shift some stuff around, or do you totally disagree with it and think I'm completely off base and that the list should totally be different? I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. But this is going to be my personal top 10 list for guns in Season 3. We'll be going over my order from the top, or from the bottom up, and then letting you guys know why I feel that the guns do rank this way. So bringing in our list at number 10 is going to be the longbow. Now, the reason I have the longbow at number 10 is because the only really big thing to say about it is it's a very solid sniper rifle. It used to be the powerhouse of the game, but right now, it's just a very, very solid choice. It deals a good bit of damage. Fire rate is solid, nothing to write home about. And it's just that it's a good sniper, and that's, kind of why it brings in the list at number 10. It doesn't have anything super crazy about it like the G7 Scout. It's just a solid gun. Like G7 Scout's got really fast fire rate, really good damage. Double tap makes it an absolute beast. But the longbow is just a solid gun, so it brings in our list at number 10. But coming in at number 9, we have the Wingman, the mid-ranged beast. Now, practicing the Wingman and getting good with the Wingman, I think, is something that's really crucial to any Apex Legends player's success. And what I would recommend doing if you have a friend is come into the firing range and do Wingman 1v1s. Or even if you do not have a friend to do that with, just strafe the target dummies and practice landing shots. Getting good at landing shots on the Wingman will make it so that if you find this gun in game, you're able to deal a massive amount of mid-range burst damage to your enemies, because this is a really good gun. It really, really is. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, if it's good, then why do you have it at number 9? But the reason I have it at number 9 is because I think it is super reliant on the extended mag, because without the extended mag, you only have 4 shots in it, which is not enough at all. It's really, really low, and it requires you to land literally every shot in order to kill somebody. And the damage has definitely been nerfed from its past values. We're looking at, 45 to the body. We're looking at 94 to the head. So it is still very, very strong mid-range burst damage for a pistol. But it just kind of is a shadow of its former self. And that's why we do have it at number 9. But again, it's still a very, very solid gun. It's something that I do actively pick up just because, again, it is an absolute mid-range powerhouse. It is really, really good. Fire rate's solid. Burst damage is solid. But it is a little bit more reliant on some attachments and, of course, having really, really good aim with it. So that's why it brings in our list at number 9. Now, coming in at number 8, we have the Prowler. Now, the reason I have the Prowler this low on the list is because the Prowler, again, I think, in my opinion, is very reliant on having the select fire in order to get the full potential of this gun. The burst is very solid. Don't get me wrong. The burst of this gun is very, very solid, and it hip fires incredibly well. That's one of the things I love about the Prowler. It hip fires ridiculously well. Okay? It's very accurate when hip firing, but the true potential of this gun is unlocked with the select fire and getting full auto, because this thing turns into an absolute cheese grater when you have the select fire on. You are able to just absolutely chunk people with the select fire on. But because it is a little bit more reliant on that attachment, that's basically the big reason that I have it low on the list at my number 8 slot. Coming in at number 7, we have the Flatline. The Flatline was my first favorite gun when I started playing Apex Legends. This thing hits really, really, really hard. I absolutely love the Flatline because of how hard it hits your enemies. The fire rate is pretty decent, and because it's a heavy gun, it slows your enemies while you're attacking them. The biggest drawback to the Flatline is that, as you can see, the recoil on it is a little weird. It's got like a serpentine recoil style. And in addition to that, it does not have a barrel stabilizer that you can attach to it. So you can't really, remedy that in any way. You can do the recoil control, of course, by doing downright drag. But besides that, it missing out on the barrel stabilizer, I think, is kind of something that's going to keep it a little bit lower on the list. But it's an extremely solid assault rifle. And while it comes in at number 7. Now, coming in at number 6, we have the HEMLOck. Now, the HEMLOck kind of brings like the best of both worlds between the Prowler and the Flatline together. It's got really, really accurate hip firing because of it being a burst. So the hip firing is incredibly, incredibly accurate. You also do have the barrel stabilizer that you can add to this to make the long range, mid range capability of this gun much, much stronger. And it also just has really, really strong bullet damage. I mean, as you can see, 3 bullets, you're dealing 60-something damage to your enemies if you're hitting them up high. So it deals an incredible amount of damage, but the reason that it doesn't, rank any higher on this list is because of, where it, exactly that. It's got burst fire. Full auto is going to be a little bit better for suppression fire, and being able to lay down fully automatic fire, especially when you have good recoil control, is going to be more powerful than having just the 3-round burst. So that is why this comes in at number 6 on my list. So now we are cracking into the top 5 on my list, and my 5th ranked gun is going to be the Havoc. Now, I know I ranked the Flatline a bit lower because it didn't have a barrel stabilizer, and the Havoc does not either, but the Havoc's recoil is incredibly easy to control, and this gun is an absolute laser. So the Havoc and energy weapons do have quite a bit of kick, and you do need to do quite a significant amount of recoil to control to keep it on your target, but the recoil control for the Havoc is ridiculously easy because it's literally just straight down. So you're able to keep this thing completely on target, and as you can see, it absolutely shreds through enemies. It absolutely shreds through enemies, and the good thing about the Havoc is, but it's also part of the reason that it is also rank 5, is that if you do get the turbocharger, you don't have that wind-up time. You can just go right into shooting. But having to get that turbocharger in order to go into straight-up suppressive fire with instant no delay is the reason that it does not rank any higher on this list. Now, you can also get a select fire with this to turn it into like a mini charge rifle if you want. So it turns it into like a little bit of a sniper, 60 to the body, 90 to the head. But if you can, I would definitely recommend finding that turbo instead, because it makes this gun an absolute laser to put on your targets. This is a gun that I would definitely recommend learning with and getting good with, because you find these a lot early game, and if you can really get good with practicing with the recoil control and laying down fire on enemies with this, you're going to notice that you win way more early gunfights. So really, really good gun for early and mid game. You need the turbocharger, in my opinion, to make full use out of it late, but still a very solid assault rifle, and why we have it ranked number 5. Now, coming up 4th on my list, and one of my favorite guns in the game, is the R301. The R301 is like an R99 light. It basically has lower rate of fire, but it has longer range. So basically, it's like a different version of the it's an assault rifle version of the R99. I don't know why I said R99 light. It's an assault rifle version of the R99. So the R301 has an incredibly quick rate of fire, as you can see. Very, very easy recoil control. The recoil on this gun is very, very easy to control. And you also have good distance with being able to shoot and shoot accurately because of the fact that this is an assault rifle and not an SMG. And for an assault rifle, this has an incredibly fast rate of fire, especially if you compare it to other guns like the Flatline. In my opinion, light ammo guns right now are extremely good just for play, just because of how fast their fire rate is and how much damage that they can lay on a target quickly. But the reason that this does not rank any higher on my list is because, again, very similar to a lot of other guns, you really do need an extended mag to take full advantage of the R301. Without it, you don't have a ton of bullets. You do only have 18 shots, so that's why we have it ranked at number 4. But still, this gun, even without the mag, it's incredibly good. Very, very accurate, deals a ton of damage, and is, in my opinion, one of the best assault rifles in the game. Now, coming in at number 3, we have my favorite shotgun and my favorite gun in the game, and that is going to be the Peacekeeper. The Peacekeeper is your close range powerhouse. This thing does an insane amount of burst damage to a target. It literally, as you can see, 2 shots and your target is dead. The Peacekeeper has been an absolute menace in Season 3 for Apex Legends, and for good reason. This gun has very few drawbacks. It is extremely powerful. There's an absolute boatload of burst. And when you have the choke on it, it turns it into like a sniper. I dealt 74 damage with it from this distance, 66 from all the way back here. And if we get even just a tiny bit closer, that's actually, that guy was almost dead. Let me shoot this guy because he's basically fully up. And that's 106 with the shotgun from this distance. So the choke turns this thing into an absolutely mid-range powerhouse as long as you hold the aim down and then you land your shots on the target. So there's a reason that everybody's been complaining about the Peacekeeper. The gun is incredibly good. and is why it ranks in at number 3 on my list. Now, number 2 on this list is going to be the R99. The R99 is an absolute bullet hose and puts out an insane rate of fire in a ridiculously short amount of time. Now, this thing kicks like a mule, though, so you're going to need to have a lot of recoil control when you use this gun. But there's a reason you see so many good players using this. It's because the rate of fire on this gun is absolutely insane. You can deal so much damage to your targets incredibly quickly. I mean, look how fast we take down these target dummies. It just deals a lot of damage in a short period of time. Especially if you get a really, really good barrel stabilizer on this, you're able to just absolutely shred through people. Armor or not, you're just going to go right through them. This thing is incredibly fast rate of fire. The biggest drawback, honestly, for this gun is the skill it takes to use the gun. Because it, without any recoil control, as you can see, it kicks quite a lot. It also does use quite a lot of bullets, which is why you need to make sure that you have plenty in reserve. And in my opinion, the R99 is also, again, like many of the guns on this list, very, very reliant on its magazine size. Without this, you only have 18 bullets, and you'll absolutely fly through those. I'll even just show you how fast you go through them. You'll fly through them without the extended mag. But I mean, as you can see, right, if you land all of your shots on the target dummy, like, even with purple armor, they go down. It doesn't matter. This thing deals an insane amount of damage, but you do have to land every shot. But that's why we have it ranked at number 2. But bringing in our list at number 1, the best gun in Apex Legends Season 3 is absolutely going to be the G7 Scout. The G7 Scout is literally good in almost every range. Mid-range, long range. It obviously does lose some potency in close quarters combat where guns like the R99 and the Peacekeeper are going to take over. But from a mid to long range, there is almost nothing better than the G7 Scout. Now, the reason that the G7 Scout is so powerful right now is because it's a sniper. It deals a very good amount of damage, okay? Every single shot to the body deals 34, and to the head deals 68. Now, you might be wondering, well, Dots, that doesn't actually sound very impressive, even though it's a sniper, you know, yeah, 34 damage, whatever. That's not very impressive. Why is it so good? You can shoot this gun incredibly quickly. You can lay down a stupid amount of fire with this gun from a decent distance and take down targets so fast. I mean, I'm all the way back here, and we're taking this guy down so fast. Now, what you do on top of that with the double tap, that's what truly unlocks the potential of the G7 Scout. And you're able to, if you do any amount of recoil control, you literally are going to be taking down your targets in half the time. Because this gun, you don't have to, like, the recoil control is not that difficult. You're able to literally get out 2 bullets as quickly as somebody without the double tap is going to get out 1. So you're able to actually just take down your targets twice as fast. I mean, as you can see, literally, what is that, 3 double taps takes down somebody with max armor. And that's not even including if it's a headshot. In that case, it's only 2. You know, the gun just deals an absurd amount of damage. And an actual surprising trait about this is that even though it's a sniper rifle, the hip fire on this is, the bullets are really, really wide. And the hip fire is actually decently accurate. So, you know, if you're in a situation where, okay, you have your scout out and you can't afford to, like, ADS, I mean, you can see the hip fire on this is really, really good. You know, it's fairly easy to be accurate with it. And that's why the G7 right now is number 1 and why it has been absolutely ripping through people in Season 3. So, guys, that is going to be my top 10s gun list for Apex Legends. Let me know what you guys think about my list in the comment section below. And again, I really want to hear what your guys' top 10 list for Apex Season 3 for the weapons are. Now, if you guys like this video, please smack a like on it. And, of course, to keep up with the great Apex Legends content on this channel, be sure to hit that sub button as well as the bell to keep notifications on. I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by today. Really, really appreciate it. As always, I'm Dots Gaming, and I'll see you all in the next video.